You and I are not on the same side. If you are telling me that I need to turn the page on Jeffrey Epstein, you and I are not on the same side. I don't care who you are. That's what I want to say about that.
Candace Owens hit President Trump again with the Epstein number, and for once, a lot smells fishy, and she might just be correct. Now, let's dive into this already. One of the turning points of Trump's political campaign was when he promised to release the Epstein's list, and that promise literally moved a lot of individuals from the left to the right. Now, the mystery behind this list was too powerful and abominable to be kept a secret for. And from every promise made, there was obviously a list. And even when Trump became president, Pam Bondi repeatedly made reference to it. Yeah, but towards the end of this clip, I'll show you Pam Bondi's recent response. That seems like a departure from all she had promised in the past. Check out Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt's response.
Caroline, the DOJ and FBI have now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes to be held accountable?
This administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable, and I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad guys than certainly the previous administration. And the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the President's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death. And they put out a memo in conclusion of that review. There was material they did not release because, frankly, it was incredibly graphic, which is not something that's appropriate for public consumption. But they committed to an exhaustive investigation. That's what they did, and they provided the results of that. That's transparency.
This is the first time I've heard Caroline Leavitt stray from the topic. We know Trump is doing a superb work with taking out the bad guys, but that was simply not the question. Caroline, the question was, where are the files the DOJ Pam Bondi said were on her table? Now,
follow up on that, sure. Caroline. Okay, so the FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Go
ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars.
Tadusi sure put her on the spot, but can we agree that these responses are not the typical confident, loud, Caroline Leavitt type of responses? Also, we can't help but take note of the body language that was off. Now, so the real question here should be, what is really up? Thought we were all about speaking the truth. Now, if this didn't raise your brows, the next response you're about to watch should.
Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of his death?
Yeah, sure. Could I just interrupt? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
This is the point exactly. Responding to this gets everyone on the edge, and their body language is giving them away. In response to Donald Trump, this question is still being asked because there has been no substantive answer or response.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child uploaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
I promise you, even Marco Rubio didn't look like he believed a bit of what was said. The MAGA movement was built on truth. Hence, as much as there's no substantial point to disprove whatever was, said, a lot still seems off. The vague responses are a major sellout, and I want to believe that President Trump, would instruct his people to take the demands of Americans, especially, the MAGA movement, more seriously, because once again, everything needs to make sense, and most importantly, the truth is definitely going to come to light eventually. Now, if you stand for the truth and you're willing to join me as we put, the truth before sentiment, this is a good place to subscribe. Click on the bell, share, and leave a comment. Until our next clip, please keep staying sensible. Peace.